Good day, my viewers. Welcome once again to Study Made Simple Foundation. If you are new to this channel, consider subscribing to our YouTube channel. Follow us on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. So, in this video, we are going to be looking at how to consider how to convert numbers that contain decimal points. How do we convert them to base 10? So let's look at it. We are going to use like two methods, but we first, in this video, we use the usual method first. Let's go here. So I come with solution. Question 1. We have 1011.101 base 2. Now, in this video, you can see that, in this number, you can see that we have two parts. The first part is the integral part, that is the whole number part, and the second part is the decimal part. Now, your whole number part, you are going to label them. Put on top of them 0, 1, 2, and 3. Meaning of that is that you put positive numbers and 0. You put it in the whole number part. While in the decimal part, you put negative numbers there. So starting from the first digit, so you have -1, -2, and -3. So this part, you are not starting with 0 again. Now, the next thing is to simplify the way you normally do. That's 1, pick the first digit, times your base, which is 2, raised to the power of the first number, which is 3, plus 0 times your base, 2 to the power of 2, plus 1 times 2 to the power of 1, plus 1 times 2 to the power of 0. Continue like that. Plus 1 times 2 to the power of -1, plus 0 times 2 to the power of -2, plus 1 times 2 to the power of -3. Now, we move on. The next thing is to simplify. Let's go. So this is 1 times, first, 2 raised to the power of 3 is 8. Multiply that by 1. You are going to still have 8. Plus 0 times anything is 0. So we have 0 here. Plus 1 times 2 to the power of 1. 2 to the power of 1 is 2. Multiply that by 1. You have 2. Plus 2 to the power of 0 is 1. Multiply that by 1. You are going to still have 1. Plus, now, 2 raised to the power of 1 is 1 all over 2 raised to power 1. Multiply that by 1. You still have 1 all over 2. Plus 0 times anything, that's 0. Plus 2 to the power of -3 is 1 all over 2 raised to power 3. So multiply that by 1. You still have 1. You still have 1 all over 2 to the power of 3. So, because anything multiplied by 1 is still that thing. Let's go. Now, we have to add this part together. Let's see. 8 plus 0, that's 8. Plus 2, that's 10. Plus 1, that's 11. Plus, now we have 1 all over 2 here. That's 0.5. Plus 0 plus 1 all over 2 raised to power 3 is 1 over 8. 1 over 8. So we still have to consider this, convert it to decimal. So this can give us 11 plus 0.5 plus 0 plus 0.125. So we now add everything together, and that will be the final answer. Let's add together. 11 plus 0.5, 11 plus 0.5 plus 0.125. That will give us 11.625 base 10. So this is how we handle this type of question and any other similar question like that. But the second question here, which is question 2, we are going to solve that now also. Let's consider it. Now, the second question has to do with base 16. Base 16 is also known as hexadecimal. So you can see that it contains letter. Let's write 1A 3D.2 base 16. Now, starting from base 10, that's where we make use of letter. And A stands for 10, B is 11, C is 12, D is 13. So that is A represent 10 and D represent 13. We have to break it down. So we will still do the same way, the same thing that we did for the first one. So we put 0 on top of this, 1 on this, 2 on this, and 3 on this, and negative 1 on this. So from there, we are going to break it down the way we did. 1 times, what's our base? The base is 16. 1 times 16 raised to the power of 3 plus A times 16 to the power of 2 plus 3 times 16 to the power of 1 plus D times 16 to the power of 0 plus 2 times 16 to the power of minus 1. Now, this we still have to break it down. So we have 1 times 16 to the power of 3. 16 to the power of 3, we still write it. A is 10, that's 10 times 16 to the power of 2 plus 3 times 16 to the power of 1 plus D is 13, 13 times 16 to the power of 0 plus 2 times 16 to the power of negative, that's 1 over 16. Now, the next thing is to simplify this. Now, let's consider this one by one. 16 raised to the power of 3. That's what we have to use our calculator. That's 16 raised to power 3. That will give us, that's 16 times 16 times 16. 16 raised to the power of 3. That's giving us, times 1. That will be 4096 plus 10 times 16 raised to the power of 2. 16 raised to the power of 2 is 256. That's 16 squared, 256. Times 10, that's 2560. Plus 3 times 16 raised to the power 1. 16 raised to the power 1 is 16. That times 3, that will give us 48. 16 times 3, that's 48. 48 plus, now 13 times 16 raised to the power 1 is 1. 16 raised to the power 0 is 1 times 16 times 13, that's still 13 plus, now 2 times 16 raised to the power of 1 over 16, that's 2 here 1, 2 here 8. 1 divided by 8, that will be 0.125. Then the next thing is to add everything together. Let's add. Okay, so the next thing here is to add everything together. That's 4096 plus 2560 plus 48 plus 13 plus 0.125. So that's giving us 6717.125 base 10. So this is the end of question 2. Thank you. We shall use the second method in the next video. Thank you.